My friends and I started a posse in Red Dead Redemption 2 online. We spend half the time trying to lasso each other off our horses than doing anything constructive, but it's a good laugh. One day, I got a message from one of my group on my phone. "When did you change your gamer tag to Drifter D?" he asked me. "And is your mic broken?" I mean, it wasn't me. I wasn't online. I told him so. He sent me a screenshot of himself in-game at his camp, with another player. They were silhouetted against the campfire so that you couldn't quite see his face, but the other guy certainly looked like he had a big, bushy beard like me. That was how I'd created my avatar when we'd started playing. "Coincidence," I told him. "My name hasn't changed. Must be a stalker," I joked. I didn't hear back that night, and when I finally got online, my friend had gone. I got another new message the next morning. It was another screenshot of him and this Drifter D guy with the caption, "Bounty hunting with you," with 2 question marks. My friend obviously still didn't believe me that I hadn't changed my name, but to be fair, it was the kind of thing I would do as a prank. I fired back a message that just said, "Not me." It hit me then, as I thought about it. Surely he could see that I was still on his friend list under my usual gamer tag. It seemed that he was trying to prank me. He obviously knew I hadn't changed my name. I looked at the picture again. This bounty they'd apparently caught, a female NPC, not a real player, was trussed up on the back of Drifter D's horse. I still couldn't see this Drifter D's face properly, but the NPC's face, it really got to me. It looked genuinely terrified. Somehow the angle of this picture caught her entire face, and she actually looked scared for her life to the point that it made me uncomfortable. She was more detailed than any other avatar I'd seen. I could see the terror in her eyes, which was streaming with tears. I hadn't before seen that level of realism in any graphics in any game, Red Dead or otherwise. I didn't want to sound so freaked out, so I just asked where they were off to, and he told me they were going to the Deadlands. We were still discovering all the locations on the map, so I assumed it was a place I hadn't heard before. He told me he'd let me know what happened when they turned in the bounty. At least he wasn't pretending it was me anymore. The next day, I got another message telling me they'd gotten loads of XP for turning in the bounty in the Deadlands. "Sounds great," I said. "How do I get involved?" He said he couldn't really remember. He said Drifter D had taken them to the spot to get the bounty mission, but it was like a random event. It only appeared on the map when they got near to it. He said he thought it was down by the swamp somewhere. He sent me another picture. This was supposedly the NPC that gave this Deadlands bounty mission. It had obviously glitched or something because his face was just blank white and blocky with pixels, like the developers had forgotten to put any features on it when they designed him. Except for there was a jagged line above where I thought the chin would be that I think was supposed to be some sort of smile. The rest of him was fine. He was just standing there in a black suit with a white shirt and black tie and a wide-brimmed hat. My friend then shared a video with me. It was a 30-second clip of him and Drifter D and this poor NPC from the night before. It suddenly dawned on me that what I was looking at, it wasn't an NPC. It was another player with a gamer tag. It came up as Daisy2K when Drifter D lifted her off his horse and started carrying her. I couldn't see her face, but her mic must have been on because this girl, whoever she was screaming her head off. She just kept pleading with them to let her go. I know some people roleplay while they play online, but they were taking this all a bit too fucking seriously for me, and I didn't like it. Wherever they were on the map I hadn't seen before. The ground was chalk white and bare but for a few completely blackened trees like they'd all been burned down. A hill came into view that had smoke coming out of it, and my friend and Drifter D, still with poor screaming Daisy on his back, walked quickly up to the top. It was shimmering up there like the air was hot. I couldn't get a glimpse of what was actually inside it. I then started to wonder why Daisy hadn't just broken free. Other players can't just carry you off with no option to escape forever. You keep pressing a button until you get away. Why wasn't she? And why was she crying? Suddenly, he dropped Daisy into this geyser or whatever it was, and she let out this god-awful scream that dwindled away, as if she was getting farther and farther away from the surface, until eventually it all went quiet. The video ended there, and I turned my Xbox on with a sick feeling in my stomach. I searched for Daisy 2K, and her name came up. I went to view her profile, and it said she'd been offline for 21 hours, which was about the same time my friend had recorded the clip. I went to reread the messages he sent me on the phone, but they're gone. His number is still in my phone, but the picture that used to be on his profile on WhatsApp, the one that I put there, that he can't change, is that weird glitchy NPC that supposedly gave him the mission. There's no name next to the number anymore, like there was before. It's just a blank space. I wrote his number down and deleted him as a contact so I could add him again as a fresh contact to get rid of that creepy, horrible pixel face and that creepy black slash it had for a mouth. I even turned my phone off and on to clear the memory cache, but when I went to manually type his number in again, it was already there. There was still no name. There was still the picture of the pixel man smiling horribly up at me. My friend hasn't responded to any of the messages for 3 days, which is unheard of. He's been online, it says so by his gamer tag. I'm scared to go back into the game myself, but I don't know what else I can do. My other friends haven't really said much. They've been busy with family, so haven't been online either. I haven't told them about what I've seen in case they think I'm going mad. Tonight, I'm going to go online and see if my friend is there. I don't want to. I have a terrible feeling that something awful will happen, but I have to get to the bottom of this. I have to try and help him.